once again, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am your host, Paul Jaden, and I'm here today with my co-host, Samira Kathy.
Hi, my name is Samira Kathy. Together with Paul Jaden, we will be taking you through this amazing topic. Please do not forget to comment, like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting stories.
You don't necessarily have to come from Somalia and chase cargo ships with a small fishing boat to be called a pirate. If you illegally download software and games without the appropriate credentials, buddy, you are a pirate too. You will be surprised to know that the top pirated software on the internet includes antivirus programs followed by AutoCAD and Adobe Photoshop.
Wow! Thank you very much, Mr. Paul, for this piece of information.
So which country has the highest rate of pirated software in the world?
Drilling down into the data reveals some interesting observations. The United States rose to number 2 on our list, but the actual commercial value of unlicensed software in the US, $9,095 million, is higher than China, number 1 with a commercial value of $8,657 million, according to the PS's 2016 Global Software Survey. 5 EU countries are represented in the top 20, with 2 in the top 10. North America and the EU represent strong opportunities to convert unlicensed use to paying customers. All BRIC countries are represented in the top 20. Iran's move up to number 3 is likely the result of easing of sanctions in January 2016, and the appearance of new Iran-based piracy portals in 2016. Russia's move down to number 4 suggests an impact of President Vladimir Putin's calls for more digital sovereignty. Mr. Paul, what about games? I know for a fact that you're a big fan of video games. Can we talk about the top most pirated games of all time?
Yes, sure. Miss Kathy, we will also discuss the top 10 most pirated games of all time. At number 1. Call of Duty, Black Ops. 4.27 million downloads, as at November 2010. The most recent addition to the incredibly successful Call of Duty series, which began way back in 2003, originally based on the Quake 3 Arena engine. Arguably the best multiplayer FPS available today. It's the most played game I've personally owned for sure. Black Ops is the standard by which other FPS games are judged, and frankly there are so few that come even close. Why is it so good, then? The multiplayer has been tweaked and developed so much over the years that a 10-minute game is likely to release more adrenaline into your body than most people will experience in a year. With an incredible degree of customization, fantastic array of weapons and constant reward mechanisms, it's a formula that's likely to keep this game on top. At least until October 22nd, when the next installment of Battlefield is released. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. 4.1 million downloads, as at November 2009. To be honest, there isn't all that much to differentiate this and Black Ops, other than it was produced by a different studio and was slightly less developed in the leveling up rewards tweaks. Gameplay was very similar, and multiplayer was fantastic. But the sequel to this fork of the franchise has ended in lengthy legal disputes, resulting in Modern Warfare 3 being jointly developed by 2 studios that are completely new to the franchise. Will it result in slow, painful death of the series? Doubtful, but only time will tell. At number 3, Battlefield, Bad Company 2. 3.96 million downloads, as at March 2010. Another FPS, Battlefield tends to take a wider look at gameplay, rather than focusing on upfront and personal combat. To that effect, Battlefield's strong point has always been the inclusion of vehicles, and game objectives are based on area capture and hold rather than straight-out kills. Instead of customizing various aspects of your soldier, you pick a base class such as medic and build up from there. Emphasis is given to having a varied team and being able to work together utilizing the different skills. Battlefield 3, due out October this year, promises not only the most incredible graphics seen in an FPS yet, but also a breathtaking damage system that will buildings crumble around as they are shot to pieces. Definitely worth checking out if you think the straight-up finger-twitching combat of Call of Duty will be a little too much for you. At number 4, Mafia 2. 3.55 million downloads, as at August 2010. Mafia seems to have completely passed me by, so I've had to refer to external sources for this one, I'm afraid. With obvious narrative content, the gameplay centers around a simple mix of shooting, driving, and close combat, though it isn't particularly outstanding in any of them. Facing a variety of critical reviews, the worst being from Wargamer and gave it a 4/10. 2 Games refuses to release the actual sales figures though, so your guess is as good as mine as to how commercially successful this game really was. At number 5, Mass Effect 2. 3.24 million downloads, as of January 2010. Another FPS, Battlefield tends to take a wider look at gameplay, rather than focusing on upfront and personal combat. To that effect, Battlefield's strong point has always been the inclusion of vehicles, and game objectives are based on area capture and hold rather than straight-out kills. Instead of customizing various aspects of your soldier, you pick a base class such as medic and build up from there. Emphasis is given to having a varied team and being able to work together utilizing the different skills. Battlefield 3, due out October this year, promises not only the most incredible graphics seen in an FPS yet, but also a breathtaking damage system that will buildings crumble around as they are shot to pieces. Definitely worth checking out if you think the straight-up finger-twitching combat of Call of Duty will be a little too much for you. At number 6, Sims 3. 3.2 million downloads, as at June 2009. Though appealing to a somewhat different audience than the rest of the games here, The Sims has undoubtedly been one of the most influential games of the decade. It's hard to describe it even as a game really, it's more like an elaborate virtual doll's house. The latest iteration takes your sim out of the confines of the family home, and lets them travel to various locations around the city. The sheer level of freedom allows the game to appeal to a wide variety of people, whether they be attracted to making a dream home version of themselves, or perhaps living out an alter ego fantasy. At number 7, Starcraft II. 3.12 downloads, as at July 2010. The most eagerly anticipated sequel ever, Starcraft is a pure top-down strategy game with a truly epic following of fanboys. Though personally I was always a command and conquer kind of guy, Starcraft II ignored any evolutions the strategy genre has seen, and chose to take the whole experience to a level of epic retro, with fantastically better graphics, and gameplay that's just as addictive as it always was. At number 8, Prototype. 2.35 million downloads, as at June 2009. Finally, an original IP in the top 10. An open-world game to style with an intriguing storyline and varied missions. For many, the strength of this game lay in the fact you could drive a tank around and throw cars. Others liked the unique gameplay opportunities offered by being able to take the shape of other characters in the game. If you merged with a soldier, for example, you could declare someone an enemy combatant and have them taken down, or even call on a limited number of aircraft. Certainly one I've added to my love film rental list. At number 9, Need for Speed Shift. 2.1 million downloads, as at September 2009. Taking the series back to its racing roots, NFS Shift represents a midway point between racing realism from the likes of Gran Turismo and joyriding arcade nonsense of Burnout. Is it the best racing game out there? I doubt it, but that didn't stop millions of people downloading it to see what all the fuss was about. At number 10, Street Fighter IV. 1.85 million downloads, as at July 2009. An arcade classic, Street Fighter IV brought vastly improved graphics, and not a lot else in my experience. Cue the hate mails. I'm sure the underlying button mashing techniques were tweaked, but it felt the same to me. Personally, I was sad to see not a single Grand Theft Auto game make it into the top 10, despite TF4 breaking the Guinness World Records for highest grossing video game in 24 hours in May 2008. Are there any games you think were a glaring omission here? Don't forget to check out all our other regular gaming articles too.
Can you go to jail for pirating?
Making unauthorized copies of copyrighted music recordings is against the law and may subject you to civil and criminal liability. Criminal charges may leave you with a felony record, accompanied by up to 5 years of jail time and fines up to $250,000.
Thank you very much for this information.
My pleasure, Mrs. Samira Kathy. That is all for today. Please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to Modophil YouTube channel. Visit the links below for more interesting offers.